Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the GR8 podcast. I am so excited to record this podcast episode because the Warriors won last night. The Warriors won the NBA Finals 4-2 against the Boston Celtics in Boston, by the way. And I just want to go over what my thoughts were, a little bit of a recap, and, maybe talk about the box score. Main story of tonight and main story of the whole finals is Steph Curry. Steph Curry has been amazing. I know that he scored 12 points in Game 5. We all know that. But, his team, his role players were able to pick it up for him. And tonight, I guess last night, the Warriors were able to fire on all cylinders at all times, pretty much. Sure, they were lacking on defense for a couple spurts, and that's when the Celtics got them. Maybe towards the beginning of the game and somewhat in the third quarter. But it was just so amazing to watch Steph Curry and then everybody else play alongside him. Steph had 34 points on 12 for 21 shooting. Klay Thompson had 12 points for 5 for 20. Klay Thompson didn't do a whole lot. I know I talk about the role players and the Warriors bench and Warriors players, starters, all they played well. No, Klay Thompson played pretty bad in this whole series. He played fairly average, at least compared to what he should be playing. 5 for 20 on shooting, 2 for 8 on three-pointers. I don't know. Steph shot 6 for 11 on three-pointers. That's insane. That's really good. And whatever. Andrew Wiggins, 18 points. Otto Porter, he started, but only had 13 minutes. He had about 6 points. And then Draymond Green had a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Andre Iguodala came in for 1 minute. Kevin Looney played a lot of the game, had 0 points, but had seven rebounds. Gary Payton, the second, 6 points. And then Jordan Poole with 15 on 5 for 12 for shooting. Good for the Warriors. That's the number one thing I'm going to say. Good for the Warriors. I think they absolutely deserve it. They built this franchise. They built their dynasty. Steph Curry got drafted back in 2009, and then Klay in 2010, and then Draymond in 2011 or 12. Don't quote me on all this, but I know that Steph Curry was drafted in 2009. That's crazy. That's over 10 years of having these players on your roster, building them and coaching them, and making them the players that they are today, making them making Steph Curry probably top 10 greatest players of all time on that team. And he was started. He came from Davidson, and then he was drafted by the Warriors in 2009, and then now within the last 8 years they've won 4 titles. That's insane. That's really good for the Warriors as a franchise. That's really good for the city of San Francisco, and it's just amazing for the NBA because it shows that championships, they can be bought, but multiple championships are built. Because obviously the Lakers won in 2020, and all of that was bought. They threw away all of their young core, which all of them happened to just absolutely explode on another team, to get LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then now they have Russell Westbrook, and they only won 1 championship, and since then they haven't even made the playoffs. So you tell me, and two seasons ago, the Warriors had the worst record in the NBA. And then last year they had a losing record, and then this year they make it all the way to the NBA Finals and then eventually win it. That's insane. That's insane. Somebody that the Warriors absolutely deserve this, and if somebody comes along and says, the Warriors won, the Warriors won, but the Boston Celtics, they had a chance, and I would tend to agree. But watching the Boston Celtics play the way that they did tonight, 20 plus turnovers, Jason Tatum played awful. Jason Tatum had 13 points, while the Batman to Jason Tatum's Robin, Jaylen Brown, had 34 on 12 for 23. That's it. Jaylen Brown had a great game. The rest of the Celtics did not, obviously. It's just insane to to watch. Like, Jaylen Brown had a third of the Celtics' points, more than a third of the Celtics' points, and then we're still like, not blaming Jason Tatum, but like we're still like looking at him as a star player on that team. I knew I didn't know, I'm gonna be honest, but I had a feeling from game one that Jaylen Brown was better than Jason Tatum and that he was going to play better than Jason Tatum in this series, and then I was right. So I just want to point that out there, that my prediction in my head that I did not tell anybody was was right. But yeah, great Warriors win. They they won it in Boston, which is interesting. I was listening to a podcast episode, and they were talking about how the Warriors may like lose this game so they could go back and win in San Francisco. And yes, I kind of like saw that. I kind of saw that as like an option for the Warriors. But yes, they are cocky, and yes, they are arrogant. But this Boston Celtics team, like I said, have been playing pretty bad. Yes, they got 2 wins, but like they barely edged them out. But this Boston Celtics team is so inconsistent. They played bad in this game, and then next game, like, who knows? In a Game 7 in San Francisco, who knows? The Boston Celtics could just absolutely annihilate the Warriors and then win the championship, and and everybody would be like, well, we could have won it last game. So I'm glad that the Warriors, sought it through, did it, got it done, got the championship. Steph Curry won his finally he won his Finals MVP. Last couple championships, it's gone to like Andre Iguodala and other players, but this year finally went to Steph Curry, in which I think he deserved it in almost all the other ones. But Steph Curry won his first Finals MVP, and now he's a 4-time champion, multiple-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Where do we rank him in all-time? Where do we rank him? He's definitely the greatest shooter of all time. Definitely, I think he holds the record for most 3-points made. Now, I really want to see his field goal percentage on 3-pointers, but that's besides the point. Where do we rank him now? Where do we rank Steph Curry in top point guards? There's Magic Johnson, there's John Stockton, there's Kyrie Irving, there's Chris Paul, and there's also Steph Curry. So where do you rank him in greatest point guards of all time? So I didn't really talk. I didn't really want to talk for too long. I just want to say the Warriors won. Thank goodness. The Warriors absolutely deserve it. I'm so glad that they won. The Boston Celtics did not deserve it at all. And watching the game last night, I was watching the Boston Celtics absolutely just implode. They turned the ball over multiple times. They shot stupid shots. Al Horford was the only guy on that court that wanted to win that game. And obviously Jaylen Brown obviously did. But, Al Horford was hitting shots. He was playing good defense. He was getting to his spots. It was so mind-boggling to me to watch the Boston Celtics just absolutely implode. And I grew angry, I'm not going to lie, through watching this game. I was like, how did they get here? How did they get to this point where they would just absolutely lose it? They just do not want to be playing this game. And it was just mesmerizing to me. Like, why do they not want to play this game? Why do they not want to win? They did not. They came out with a lot of energy, I can tell you that. They went on they were winning 12-2 at the beginning of the game, right? And then they went on like 7-0 spurt, 7-0 runs or something. And then the Warriors at the end of the first half or something like that went on a 21-4 run. That's insane. That's insane. How did the Boston Celtics allow that to happen? How did the Celtics allow that to happen? Why did they not want to win this game? Why? I wish I could go up to Jason Tatum and just be like, why did you not want to win this game? And just wait for his response, because I really want to know. that's all. I don't have a whole lot of basketball analytics. I really don't. I don't really know what else to say other than the Warriors deserved it through and through. It was a dynasty built, not bought. Steph Curry finally won his Finals MVP. He played very well, coached basketball, very well, and very well poised basketball. Klay Thompson stunk it up, per usual, at least through the series. Draymond Green played pretty well. Actually, on both sides of the court, because he was getting into it on offense, which is good. But yeah, I think that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just so glad for the Warriors. I'm really happy that they won. I think that's amazing. And go check out Locked On NBA on wherever you get your podcast, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Look up Locked On NBA, Thinking Basketball, the Draymond Green's show, and Colin Cowherd's show. Those are the 4 shows that I try to listen to after each game, especially in the finals and through the playoffs. And then I'm going to be listening to them throughout the summer and the beginning of throughout next season. I think all 4 of them have really, really good things to say. They all bring different perspectives on each game and each player. I think it's really nice to hear a Colin Cowherd. He's a basketball and sports analyst, and then Draymond Green is an actual player. Locked On NBA is like a I don't really know what they do, but they have a Locked On show for each NBA team. So they have experts in every single NBA team, and then they have they constantly rotate them. Last episode they had the Locked On Mavericks host on to talk about the finals. So it's just interesting to hear. And then Thinking Basketball, those guys are just insane with their basketball knowledge and IQ. They say so many different words that I just do not understand, and hopefully one day I can. But thank you guys so much for listening. Go listen to those other podcasts. I think you guys would get a whole lot out of them. Thank you for listening to this podcast. Really means a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one.